Morning, everyone. Welcome to another This Might Hurt. So, I have not shuffled the cards yet, but getting ready to do that. Today's Friday, so ready for the weekend. I was listening to a podcast this morning. I know, big surprise. And it was Chase Hughes, and he was talking about how to map your dopamine and to rewire it so that you're getting your own dopamine. And he said the biggest way you can give yourself dopamine without having to get it from the external is, instead of because some people can get dopamine from playing with their kids, playing with their dogs. That's still an external form of dopamine, right? He said, do something your future self will thank you for, because you'll get the dopamine hit for doing it as an act of service. And then you'll get the dopamine hit for being grateful that something happened for you that made your life a little bit easier. So, yeah, just really removing all of the external from those dopamine hits. So, thought I'd share that with you. And it could be something as simple as setting up the coffee maker. He mentioned in the spring when you put your winter clothes away, put a $100 bill in there with a note, right? And then you'll find it 6 months later, 8 months later, however long. Anyway, think about that. Think about what can we do that our future selves will thank us for. And that would be actually what he claims, or not claims, but how he defines discipline or self-mastery. All right, well, let's get started. That's my little public service announcement for the week, I guess. What is our current energies for today? Current energies for today. Oh, one flew out. Strength. I like this. We haven't seen this a lot. And this is actually the cover of the deck, which is probably what drew me to it. But strength, mastering. This is self-discipline and mastery. This is everything I was just talking about. And so maybe our woolly mammoth is listening today. But but controlling, regulating, and having control over your own mind, whether that's emotions or thoughts, right? Because it's a major arcana, so there's no suit involved, but your self-discipline and your self-regulation. I love that for us. We're in a really strong energy today. So we have to be, right? This life that we live is not for the weak of heart, especially if you're on the healing journey. So next card out is Nine of Pentacles. Everything you need. Harvesting the seeds that you planted earlier, right? This is that being grateful for the thing that your past self did for you. If we were to talk about the Chase Hughes thing I was talking about. And as you guys know, I always look at blackbirds as messengers. So heeding the warning, heeding the messenger, and protecting yourself, right, from the talons from that bird. But you have everything you need, guys. We have everything we need. Everything is already inside of us. Even when we talk about some of our bad habits or trying to learn this self-mastery, map the things that you're doing negatively. So if I were to equate this to my job with addictions, map it back to what started, right? Get to the genesis of it and then fix that, right? And Nine of Pentacles is you already have everything you need. Just do the work, right? And Pentacles isn't money for me. It's resources. And so you have all of the resources you need because you've mastered the emotions, mastered the thoughts, mastered the words that you tell yourself. And now you can use the resources that you have, your time, your energy, your attention, and whatever other resources around you, right? Maybe you have a mentor. Maybe you have a community. I have a great community, as a matter of fact. Shout out, Farrell. Thank you so much for the beautiful pendulum and my beautiful new Coastal Crow tarot deck. You guys will be seeing that soon, I'm sure. I can't wait to play with it. But yeah, thank you, Farrell. Beautifully wrapped. Definitely gave me something to picture when I ask myself, can I do something my future self will thank me for? Just really being mindful and opening up each package and the way it's beautifully wrapped was such a dopamine hit. Such a dopamine hit. I felt so loved. And it was so amazing. And it was such a good example of what we can do for ourselves. So thank you, Farrell, for that. We really appreciate you. Let's keep going with the reading. We've got Ace of Wands, thinking about things in a new way. All the creativity, right? How can we how can we get that dopamine hit that I was just talking about? How can we give that to ourselves? How can we give it to others? How can we do it without the toxic things in our lives, such as drugs, such as alcohol, such as doom scrolling, such as whatever, right? Thinking about things in a new way. Map out the dopamine hits. Map out the ways that you can gain your confidence, really, right? Because that's what this is going to give us. At the end of the day, when we can be authentic, we can I keep wanting to say temper our emotions. It's not temperance. Temperance would be temper your emotions, but master your emotions, master your thoughts, and use the resources right in front of you. Then all of a sudden, the new ideas are going to pop. They're going to pop, right? One more card before the advice. I have to laugh. You can't make this shit up, you guys. You can't make this shit up. I said I keep wanting to say temperance, and I stopping myself. What are you stopping yourself with temperance? How are you stopping yourself? How are you giving away more than you can afford to give? See how she's pouring her cup out instead of pouring into it. Where are you giving energy to that you can pull it back from that's not balanced? Where are you not tempering your emotions? Our advice is 2 cards, actually. The Moon, more will be revealed, and the Empress. I think we got these together before, and you saw me shuffle. The Moon and Empress. So get back to trust and get back to compassion, right? Trust and compassion ultimately is what's going to help. Trust that the universe is lining things up for us exactly the way it's supposed to. And then the Empress. Have a little compassion with yourself. It's not going to happen overnight, guys. It's not going to happen overnight. We've got 4 major arcana with an ace and a 9. Major life lessons with beginnings in creation and endings with resources. Endings meaning completion of cycles. So, I mean, things are happening very fast, very rapidly for us. Our awareness will help that, right? Because when you start to see, what is it? I keep calling it with my group, the white car syndrome. Once your reticular activating system knows that something's important to you, then it's going to let those things in. Well, now it knows that all of this is important to us, this discipline. I want to think about things in a new way. I want to master myself. I want to get to the root of the problem. Then it's going to start to show you more of that. And it's going to start to happen rapidly, right? Because you're going to gain momentum. And with momentum comes speed, right? So you might need to slow yourself down and let things unfold the way they're supposed to instead of expecting it to happen as fast as we're moving, right? And have a little compassion and grace for that. What we don't see coming at the bottom of the deck is the Page of Swords in reverse. So communication, some sort of communication that is being blocked for some way. I don't usually read the reversals as a blockage, but this one, it feels like it's a blockage. And this one, so I was reading recently that court cards are people. So somebody that's trying to reach out, or maybe you're wanting to reach out and you're stopping yourself from reaching out to this person. So that's what you see coming. Don't see coming. Maybe they're blocking themselves. Maybe you guys are doing the same thing, right? Maybe we're both doing the same thing. I know in my family system, whoever reached out first won, or lost rather. So my family would go years without talking just because nobody wanted to be the first one to reach out. Nobody wanted to be vulnerable. Nobody wanted to lose the battle, if you will. And I feel like that's what this is this old family patterns. Are you noticing those things, right? I noticed that thing working with my therapist to see what's a healthier way for those things to happen. Right? When we have difficult things happening with family members or romantic partners or whoever, right? There's difficult conversations that need to be had to, I don't want to say fix the situation because sometimes it's not fixable, but you need to communicate to find that out, right? You don't just walk away and you don't just sweep it under the rug and pretend like nothing happened, right? This communication thing is key. And at least in my family, in my circle, in my world, there's a huge lack of that, right? A huge lack of being able to have the difficult conversation. So rather than have the difficult conversation, we just don't have it. That could be coming up. That could be you. That could be someone else. That just could be the energy. Maybe you just don't feel like being the first one to reach out. But step out of your comfort zone because you've got the strength now and do the thing. All right, guys, take care. We'll chat tomorrow.